Hello everyone, welcome to Maths with Mr. J, and today I'm going to show you how to solve this question. It looks complex, but let's see how we can simplify it. Solution: x minus 2 all in bracket raised to the power of square root of x squared minus 4 equal to 1. Now we use law of indices that states that anything raised to the power of 0 except 0 is equal to 1. That is to say, when we have n raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1, we have to express the right hand side to look as the left hand side, which is base x minus 2. Then we have x minus 2 all raised to the power of square root of x squared minus 4 equal to x minus 2 all raised to the power of 0. Now we have to compare both sides. If we compare both sides, s minus 2 will go with s minus 2, left with square root of s squared minus 4 equals to 0. Now, to remove the square root, we square both sides. We have square root of s squared minus 4 all squared equal to 0 squared. Square will cancel square root, left with s squared minus 4 equal to 0 squared gives us 0. And at this point, if we have any quadratic equation that looks like this, is called difference of two squares. Difference of two squares where we have s squared minus 2 squared equals to 0. And if we have difference of two squared, it can be expressed as whenever we have a squared minus b squared is expressed as a plus b into a minus b. So this expression will become x plus 2 into x minus 2 equal to 0. Either x plus 2 equals to 0 or x minus 2 equal to 0. S is equal to, when 2 crosses sign of equality, it becomes minus 2, or when 2 crosses sign of equality, s becomes 2. Therefore, s is equals to minus 2, comma 2 as the answer. But that is not the end. We have to test if it's true. Check. We write the original equation, which is x minus 2 all raised to the power of square root of s squared minus 4 will equal to 1. We move further. Put x equal to minus 2 to the original equation. We have minus 2 minus 2 all raised to the power of square root of minus 2 squared minus 4. Will it give us 1? Minus 2 minus 2 will give us minus 4. All raised to the power of minus 2 squared will give us square root of 4 minus 4 is equal to 1. Then we have minus 4 all raised to the power of square root of 4 minus 4 gives us 0. Will it give us 1? Then minus 4 raised to the power of 0, square root of 0 gives us 0. Will it give us 1? And in law of indices, anything raised to the power of 0, let's say n raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Then minus 4 raised to the power of 0 is 1 equal to 1, which is a valid answer. Now we move further. Let's test if plus 2 will give us the solution. Now let's test when s is equals to 2. We put it into the original equation, which is x minus 2 all raised to the power of square root of s squared minus 4 equal to 1. Then in place of s we have to put 2. We have 2 minus 2 all raised to the power of 2 squared minus 4 square roots, all in square root, will it give us 1? Then we have 0 raised to the power of square root of 2 squared gives us 4. 4 minus 4 gives us 0. Will it give us 1? Then we have 0 raised to the power of 0 is not equal to 1. Is invalid because any 10 raised to the power of 0 is equals to 1 except 0 raised to the power of 0. So this is invalid answer. Then we go back to the original equation and look for second solution. Then from the original equation, which is x minus 2, all raised to the power of square root of x squared minus 4 equal to 1. In law of indices, we have n raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Or we can still apply when x is equals to minus 1, minus 2, the power is still 0. So we have x minus 2 raised to the power of 0 is equals to 1 raised to the power of 0. When we compare both sides, we have x minus 2 is equal to 1. Then to look for x or to find x, we collect the like terms. We have x equal to 1 minus 2 crosses sign of equality becomes 2. Then x is equal to 3. Let's check if this is a valid answer. Now we put x equals to 3 into the original equation, which is x minus 2 all raised to the power of square root of x squared minus 2 equal to 1. Then when we put 3 into this equation, we have 3 minus 2 all raised to the power of 3 squared minus 4. This is 4, please. It will give us 1. Then we continue. We have 3 minus 2 gives us 1 raised to the power of square root of 3 squared gives us 9 minus 4. Will it give us 1? Then we have 1 raised to the power of 5 root 5 equal to 1. And in law of indices, 1 raised to the power of n is equals to 1. So if that holds, 1 raised to the power of root of 5 will give us 1, which is 1 equal to 1. So our answer is correct. Finally, the solution to this equation are x equal to minus 2, comma, minus 3 as the solution. If this helped, please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.